he went in.
Excuse me, Chuck. Hold on. You say what was that?
It's called the 1619 Project.
1619 project.
Project, yeah. And you're gonna hear about it. It's gonna come up. You may as well want to make sure you're familiar with it and want to know what it's all about. But these two black girls are putting together some of the history, so I'm trying to give him a little idea about what kind of history. So guess what? At that time, and everybody think Texas was a goddamn slave state. Texas ain't no damn slave state. Listen, Sam used and the Mexicans was fighting over this. They was arguing about this. So
I'm
guess
glad,
what?
man. Good.
When Sherman burned Atlanta to the ground, and they took off heading back this way, because this is where he was supposed to go. And the man come up and told him one day, said, "Sir," he said, "we got about 20,000 niggas following us. Well, them niggas walking, man, they been freed. They ain't got shit. What, you gonna start it then? Niggas,
Yeah.
that's interesting to read your history. Then you know what you got. You know when somebody taking something from you. Them some bitches came, they walked all the goddamn way to him, to the Natchez River and the Trencher River. And where they settled, and the crazy white folks at that time, well, they go take it if I don't sell it to them. So I said, man, I'm gonna sell you that for 10 cents an acre. This nigga paid 10 cents an acre because he gonna take it anyway. I'm telling you. I don't do it. I can't even think of his name. He come out of Indiana. He the one started the KKK.
Really?
He came out of Indiana. He started the KKK. He was a sharp white boy. Because here's what he did. He said, it ain't good enough just to like the nigga. But what you do is you like white men in once in a while. And don't never hang them in the same tree. Make sure whoever, he can't, in his best day, he ain't good enough to be hung at the same tree as the white man. That's some sharp ass shit. And he said, and when you hang him, you put a note on his chest. He's a sellout. Well, what the hell? 80% of motherfuckers is not educated, man. You ain't gonna be caught doing that with no nigga shit. Shit. Well, why?
Yeah,
you know?
because you're gonna get hung off a different tree.
Yeah, thank you.
Traitor.
I can give you more story right out here in Centerville. I remember when they couldn't hang a tree down in Centerville. But I'm just telling you, it's a whole different thing, and I'm glad to see it happen before I. This is what I laugh about. I'm glad to see a handful of guys like yourself, got some energy, get up every time you hear about something, write it down. That shit may come up.
Yeah,
Write that shit down.
absolutely. You're right.
England, a guy on a frigate, they called them back in them days, them big pretty ships you see with all them
Sails on them.
sails, yeah. I said he put it in Virginia colony in 1619. Anybody want to buy some niggas?
Service?
Huh?
Was you in the service at that time?
I wasn't, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
1619.
Oh, 1619. Now you wasn't ready. Yeah. Okay.
No, but
Okay.
I'm just telling you, I know my history.
Yeah.
I know my history.
Yeah.
I can knock your socks off, and you can check it out. I ain't gonna tell you nothing because I think, of course I hope. I'm gonna keep that separate from what I know and I can prove. Now, Virginia was a colony of England.
It still is.
Okay, listen to me. Listen to me.
You're absolutely
They
right.
came up with that frigate, and they said, anybody want to buy some niggas? Them girls, I'm telling you, looking at the 1619 project, this is where they started. All at once they found this out. There's some black girls, there's some shots, some bitches too. Don't worry, they'll be stepping up in the White House if they ain't told us some bitch apart. But they said, somebody said, y'all ain't got no niggas in there. We sell them cheap, whatever you want to buy. And they said they had over 20, and this is the way they wrote it in their book, over 20 blacks. Over 20. Now, and 21, 22. I know why they wrote it that way when it wasn't written down exactly how many blacks. Most of them said, hey, yeah, you want a nigga now? I don't want a a couple of guys bought the nigga and put him away. Who gonna stop him?
Couldn't.
See, why would you stop him? Hell, England trying to hang on to their colony. And when that first Continental Congress came through, and they said, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Everybody created certainly inalienable right. They was telling England that. The Continental Congress was telling England that. England said, no, still, hey, go. Somebody better go and find out what's going on. Because if they stop giving me some money, it's going to be hell to pay. See? This is your history.
That's why they took out all
This is the history. This is the history.
Yeah, they had to take that out.
This is the history. Like I said, shit, I walked up from more goddamn colleges. I said, man, shit, what the hell I want? You think that you got to tell me Portland State? You won't ever get a goddamn degree from this place. Man, do you think you know what? You know where your shit paper is? I said, put that, you got a mind? Put it right side of the shit paper. What he did when you run out of some shit paper?
Use it.
Use to wipe your butt with.
I said, I got everything from this school here that I ever want and I ever need, because one of the things I did, and other people going to remember, is I played your ass to help my buddy get his doctorate. I played your ass. I used your type of food. And that's what's pissing you off. So you do whatever you want with it. I don't want it. I don't want what I need with Portland State. But I'm just saying, but that was just me. I had fun doing mine. I never backed up either.
That's the key.
I'm just telling you, I never backed up.
Yeah, that's the key. That's the key, though.
I called Dave Johnson. I got a baby. And he told me to marry her. He told me all that shit, so I'm going to marry her. But she crazy as I am, so I made sure she had it. I bought a 22 with a 9-inch barrel. I said, remember, say one bullet for yourself. And after you shoot as many people you can shoot, you smile and stand up, boom. She thought that was cute too.
Yeah.
I brought her down here. It cost me $29 to cover all the way from the goddamn Canadian border to Houston, Texas. $29. In my vote for it.
But back then, I mean,
11 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
11 cents a
Yeah,
gallon.
you can do that.
Well, I'm just saying, I done lived, I done mine. But what I was trying to do is help people know who they are and know what they got coming.
Said that on the way here, huh?
Know who they are, know what they got coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like
know whose you are and who you are.
Yeah. Guess what? When you hear the
You don't know your origin, you don't know your identity.
Right.
You gonna see this one in the you hear everybody talking about teddy bear. Well, they talking about Theodore Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt, Rough Riders. Okay, but the niggas, a nigga called a bear.
1932. 1933.
1933.
A nigga called the bear when he heard that the president was gonna pay somebody for a bear. Shit, man, I catch bears all the time. His nigga went out and caught the bear in the trap, tied him all up. He tried to get that Roosevelt, the body bear off here.
Let me ask you something, because he had a bear in his office, a stuffed bear.
That's Stife bear.
Yeah.
Now these girls I told you about, when they get through playing with that,
Yeah.
you gonna see some real history. Stay with that. The niggas caught the bear, tied him to the tree. Now the man, he gonna use that for politics. He was with the Rough Riders. See, now but he looked good. He, like you say, he had to take bear off. He didn't follow the damn thing. Where he got the damn bear from.
Exactly. You don't want to say that.
Shit, no.
But check this out. Speaking of Roosevelt, You remember the treaties that he done in 1933 where he took all the gold out of the system?
Well, that's his second Roosevelt. Yeah, that's Roosevelt. That's Franklin D. Roosevelt. He's in the camp. Matter of
Franklin.
fact, he's the only one
That's
that was voted president in the United States 4 times.
That's who
Four
created
times.
the
Who
treaties.
created the treaties?
4
Yeah,
times.
they took all the gold out of the
And
system.
he couldn't walk. He couldn't walk for his last 6 years in office.
In office. He was
He
in a
couldn't walk.
wheelchair.
He was in the wheelchair. And
Right.
that's
That was the polio that got him or
No,
something?
no, Roosevelt.
Mm.
He is old Teddy Roosevelt's grandson.
Mm.
And see, they didn't play that shit. Nah, you can't do with 2 terms. But he was there long as he wanted to be.
Yeah, but that's why I'm asking you, do you remember the treaties that was said in 1933 by Roosevelt when he confiscated all
All
the
the
gold
gold, yeah.
and exchanged it for credit?
Yeah.
See,
they-
nobody
they-
never learned
Yeah.
how to use the credit from which Roosevelt took all the currency.
Yeah.
So really, currency on document, currency is not valuable.
Yeah,
It's not of value unless you agree to use it.
Now that's
It's
what
a
my
note.
favorite brother. That's when I told you Sheldon. Now that's the kind of shit he like to play with.
Mm.
He's a goddamn. He said, man, he said you don't know how to get credit. He said, man,
Exactly.
he got a woman. He said, man, I got me about $150,000 credit line right now. I don't want it, but I got it. I go and go the horse track for them. But that nigga sharp. He was born in '52, by the way. September 11, 1952. So I'm already 12 years old. But that, but
Not. Let's
come
jump.
on, Bandit. Come here, man.
Check this
Come here.
out.
Come here.
Bandit. We're gonna
Yeah,
jump
sit
to
down.
the-
Sit down. Sit down. Be nice.
Hey, boy.
Hey,
he ain't nothing but he is
Yeah,
baby.
Bandit.
what's up,
Come
baby?
here,
He
Bandit.
just turned 2 years old.
Oh, you know Kim went home. Oh,
Hey, how you ease up out that door like that?
yeah. I didn't even know you went
You
to
must
the
have went. You must have went through the roof.
Human did that.
Mhm.
house. Check this out.
She don't want
Now, Mr. McAtee, do you know how much property that their house is owned back there that's owned by the Shaws?
No, but that's the kid. That's the kid.
Well, I'm finna
That's-
tell you. It's 520 acres
See?
right behind you.
See,
It's
that's-
right behind these 60 acres.
I
Y'all
can-
60 acres, our 60 acres, and then
I
the
spotted that
520.
when I was trying to tell. Man, she's a sweet girl. She was my fishing partner for 40 years.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I said, you know what? Because I know Kim this much, but Kim, she is literally what I call a provincial. She can't steal but just one way. I love her for that. But she one of a handful of people that I would trust with my last dollar. And she cussed me out and slapped shit out of them, but guess what? She don't know no other way. But I got some small son bitches in my family. I wouldn't trust with her. I wouldn't trust them with your shit. I know that one. No, if they just only thing I tell, if you don't steal from me, let me know. You know, let me know, cause I can be watching.
Mm.
I'm gonna have all the police shit with me when I come up. When I come up with, I'm gonna have my police shit with me. And I can make sure they all know that.
Mhm.
It's just like my brother, the young brother, him and my sister Portia Bogart. She spent 30-some years in Antwerp, Belgium. She speaks at least 5 languages, about three African dialects. I mean, she just pissed you off all the damn languages.
Mm.
And she do them all. I mean, but there's 9 of us. Maybe it's still 8 of us. And it look like we're gonna live forever. We got a joke. You ain't dead yet. My brother said, I said, no, nigga, you ain't gone. The joke is going around. It's not on her side, and I hate that. But on that side, they ain't got that DNA. On this side, it's called, I mean, we got some of that DNA. And then I know where it come from. But we got, if you're an octogenarian in your 80s, you know, and when you're in your 90s, that's We just dug my last uncle in the ground a year and a half ago. He was 97.
Mm.
And it looks like all of them want to just live forever. And he said, well, when you going to leave?
That's a very good long life. That's a long life. That's longevity.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
When you get that.
Ain't it amazing how the time just got shortened though? Because during the biblical times, you know, the longevity of life was, man.
500,
Yeah.
700.
Well, see, the thing is,
1,500
well, I try not to get too deep into that, but I want you guys to go talk with her because she go to bed. She'll be taking it out on me.
Look.
I gotta go see my doctor in the morning, and y'all go talk with
Yeah, we finna go soothe the savage beast.
Yeah.